Scourge of the quantum fast. This is one of those most discussed, but one of the realest scourges of indifference of the white clear matter. So its dogma of normal paradigm, it can be a magic that it uses no longer, but that equal convinces. So here it is need to study much more still of that up to now has been making, where the reasons to make it makes a lot that they overcome the weight of the reason for not making it. It is here where I would like to give an example in the past that has been never. Certain facts are there corresponding from the sound one present, so that they continue in that same place or never appear more, but for that reason not to stop to be. It is for when they already think as an inhabitant from Mars in the Earth, so varied forms of situation can be given where the conscious fast, and until the non-conscious they are the base, but before we should know what it is of the fast. To fast like base of avoiding of not making, let us say, in quantities the same thing that wasted away as much as energy, like against static energy. That is to say, it is not to die from hunger, it is to already have passed that death, having known the power of the against matter, of the against energy. In their ever mirror, we repeat with intelligence of Mars. Here anything is not one, being faster that's fast or that stops to consume a certain quantity of energy, but rather will never have to have made. That is to say, to consume, and to consume without knowing it, but for the single fact of fasting, of avoiding that to accumulate of the energy powers, not even the enetemanes, but for that reason this gorgeous type is one more than so many ones to come. But it is important to know it, to understand it, and to cover it. To give an example, these corteses will really have the true health, because it is as liberating all the illnesses of the earth, to spread them for the same earth, and without nobody knows, all will be sick, that for the same all the energy will pass, that this will give step to the entrance of the complete health, at least to the way in that you know the chain of health. But it is it that we, with the entrance of this gorgeous type, already the concept of the doctors and healers will be outside, that is to say, will rot until given them the same cartridge, an exact calculation of the time of entrance to the earth. And all of fast is a saying a hard cap or a stocking measure of sensing, as in this fasting same it will be it, but having the full conscience of before that fast, that in that one came before already fasting, for the reasons that are because one didn't have, because one was not able to, because it was sick, for the reasons that are, but basically understanding that it was necessary to make it, that is in this the serious compensation of making it, to be eradicated and to find the necessary parameters for when many forms can settle down, or one of the so many ones of to enter or to lead to the parameters of the same measure of the colony, because that it will be the term, so that it may comfortable to the face of the fast, to understand to these scourges that will be as people group that lives always fasting without never ending up living it. The colony, in the basic part of the understanding of the fast, it is as predicting the future of the sciences inside this colony, for the same science to be that fast, apart from being able to spread it for all the corners and places of the frequencies of its static, like a wave of tendency frequency, for that same place to take out for everything in it, but exists no longer inside that enormity of concept to be able to be measured inside that colony in the same concept of fasting. To these heights be already all living the paramedic, where a single illness, they are all meetings, but inside the fast of it. So it is for that measure of that entrance or exit of the same fast, the pandemic, or the endemic, and the sidemic, all meetings collect, from checking out form and analysis of the situation for where the illness can never have lasted enough, and so that it is not really nobody in the planet. It will be as the cortex in charge of the expansion of new illnesses or some already very old, so that all this takes the word past, for where one can really say that the death has been spread, perhaps what the death or not, that could already be depending from other factors to consider or to forget. Many can die in an exhibition to the unknown illnesses, especially those that don't know. For that reason, it is that the acceptance of the death of this type is not alone to wait for it, but try to dry here in its concept of ignorant colony. That is to say, like a binary civilization that we suppose doesn't want to die, that in this case, the Scottish type inside the concept colony will be the one that will take them to die where it will not exist to feel so much, because as some illnesses, certain illnesses will not give enough time to the fear or when fearing. In the time that you will adapt advancing the facts, or good or bad, accurate or exact, so that they can some to be guided as when one gives the prestige of the time that is not always exact, but that also many times, yes, it is it. That it will be in this case when we give to know or that net a certain event, not so much so that they are prepared, some, but so that they know that they cannot make anything, that when happening that not to be able to make anything, it will be when perhaps some could learn it, that will be by means of the saying that it will be taught, mission that will largely fit to you. Although your concept of the good or of the wrong don't allow you to be objective, cannot it allow you to be subjective, or if anything of it will change anything. For that reason, so that what's not taking something as an extraterrestrial attack will not really have to be less than was explained, because we suppose that the binary wars among yourselves or among countries arrives to the height or to the final point. They will fit the diverse renditions then those that will surrender already forever without mediating middlemen, neither powers among them. So that new treaties of peace neither one gives, because they will not have guarantees neither of peace of war or war of peace for any of the parts that after the COMITIVAs there could not already be, lest to give effectiveness had tried that no longer alone they would not exist, but rather they have never existed. When a mortal threat comes to you from a common code, the fact doesn't mark the difference among that it is an extraterrestrial attack or of your own countries or of invisible wars to the service of other human interests. To put an end to the general life in the air, first they have to understand that there is not life. Less there will be here in that way. For that reason, if a bigger brother appears speaking for television or the means saying that it is initiate an imminent attack to the earth, in fact this can generate panic, so it can all to check the real of it. That newly after the demonstration, the menstruation comes, that is what we call the one bled after the fast, or where newly the panic will enter, perhaps in some already after fact the attack. But although you are a warlike civilization, but it doesn't say that you are expert of the world, or the superior thing that you should not feel powerfully all to die this way, or in any other way without for it to march and look for something of you, something that has great value for them, that so alone they could take it, without having to kill anybody. The colony is really the appearance, like in the movies, of the ships, or of many of them in the whole sky, showing rays here and over there, destroying everything without nobody needed. The most powerful elements in the earth can't make anything. That in that book of samples it will be said that already in the same movies you are living it. That is happening just as there it happens. Neither it is necessary already to repeat them, but for some yes it is it. So it is to request that they will be given that, but who don't request that they will have the same as to see it or to feel it without, or they have to tell it to the other ones that in fact those rays don't damage anything. Less than they destroy something serious, so alone the man's mind seeing this.